This 26 Sports high school basketball presentation is presented by Cadillac Casting Incorporated.
Welcome back. Cadillac High School second half about to get underway, where the Vikings have a 24-17 lead over the Traverse City Central Trojans. Jay Simon and Kevin Gregory here with you as the Vikings and Ethan Baker immediately showing the defensive prowess that allowed them to hold the Trojans, Kevin, bucketless in that second quarter. Just 2 free throws for the Trojans in that quarter.
I wasn't aware of that. That's crazy.
As you heard as we talked to head coach Jeff Turner, he's just looking for 5 guys that will run the offense. The issue being, he referred to it, selfish play. And he's looking for a team, players that will run the offense the way they're supposed to, as Jackson Schremeyer finally gets on the board for the Trojans, and it's their first bucket since late in the first quarter. He's playing with 3 fouls right now.
Playing with 3 fouls, awful aggressive. They got him out on the point on this little half-court trap. That's interesting. Obviously, they have confidence in him playing under control.
Well, and in a way, I think with that size, maybe they're hoping he can just disrupt passing lanes and stay out of trouble against Crago and let others deal with Crago. My goodness. James Brumfield nearly hit his head on the rim coming up looking for a rejection on Crago. Nice look inside there. Brumfield missing. And we're going to get a jump ball? No, we're going to get a foul. We're going to get this on Brooks. No. I think the 2 is 2 shots. They're going to get this on Crago.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned with the head coach. What's head coach name for Traverse City?
Jeff Turner.
It's interesting you mentioned that he said 5 guys that'll run the offense. Happened to talk to Tommy Cooper, JV basketball coach, Traverse City Central, at the halftime also. And I mentioned his dad had mentioned to me in the stands here, Traverse City's got like 3 guys out with the flu. 1 guy didn't even make the trip. And so I said, so you guys are down a few guys, huh? He said, what, mentally? So yeah, obviously they had the same ideas at halftime as to what was going on.
Well, we alluded to it. We got to talk about that. There's a lot of Coopers in the area, and there are a lot of Coopers in the building right now. We'll get to that. 6.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Trojans, well, Jackson Schremeyer with all 4 points in this quarter have cut the lead to 3, trailed by 7 at the half.
Got him. Oh, Quinn had him pinned at the free throw line. They missed him. That was an easy lob pass.
McTaggart for 3.
Taggart says 3 is better than 2.
Cam McTaggart, obviously a player to Kevin's own heart, and he's got 3 triples in the game.
Good-looking jump shot. That's a walk.
Devontae Walker got caught up in the middle there. And now a loose ball. Ethan Baker going after it. And they're going to say it's over and back.
Oh, the Cadillac faithful appreciating the effort by Ethan.
Schremeyer tried to hold him off. Baker would not be denied. And the turnover, Schremeyer got to the ball first, and that causes the over and back call. Benson gets into the paint, finds Crago. Benson will try for 3.
Starting to heat up a little bit.
Cooper Benson has the Viking faithful on their feet. Biggest lead of the game for Cadillac, 30-21 with 5.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
Well, we mentioned it in the first half. You get some guards attacking, it's going to take a little bit of pressure off of Crago, and it's going to open up some looks. That's what they're getting right now.
There's a steal by Ethan Baker. Magnus Carlson looking for a teammate across the baseline, picked off. Brooks, McTaggart, 3 ball, and he's going to get fouled by Schremeyer with 5:06 remaining in the third. Will go to the bench with his 4th foul. Trying to get out after the 3 from McTaggart. He'll go to the line for 3 freebies.
Just kind of sense something right now. Cadillac feels like they're about to go on a little run. So we'll see what Traverse City dials up to answer that.
Traverse City Central, Petoskey, and Cadillac sit atop the Big North, all at 2-0. This was one of those early season matchups that would kind of give you an idea of who might run away with this one.
I feel for Schramer over there. That's a frustrating night for him right now, and for his sake, you hope that he's going to have a long stint on the bench right now. But when he comes back, you're hoping he can find some sort of a flow. But that's going to be extremely difficult with 2 quick fouls. I'm sitting. Come back in, another quick foul. I'm sitting the rest of the half. Start the third quarter. Feel like I might be able to get some minutes. Pick up my fourth. Now I'm down till mid-fourth quarter.
McTaggart's got 5. He makes 2 of 3. And with 5 minutes left in the third, the Vikings have an 11-point lead. And there's another Trojan turnover. Well, Coach Turner alluded to it, Kevin. He said he was looking for 5 guys that would run the offense together. There's been a lot of individual ball handling, a lot of freelancing. I know you personally love that. But as a coach, put your coach hat on.
All right.
You don't like that at all.
Well, I love it if it's effective, but if it's not, then then it's got to be taken out of your hands and put back into your coach's hands. You got to start doing what he's telling you to do because it's probably good advice.
Magnus Carlson with the emphatic block on Ethan Baker, and it went off Baker when he was out of bounds. Vikings picking up full court.
You got some athletes on your team. Hey, as a coach, you're going to give them a little bit of rope, and you're going to let them try a couple things and get themselves going. But if it's not working for 3 quarters, it's time to run something.
Great steal by McTaggart. Benson against Carlson. Here's 4:20 to go here in the third.
Here's our classic 4-out, 1-in offense. You'll see the 4 guards going to stay outside. They're going to try and get Quinn on a block, and as I say that, he goes outside the 3-point line.
Showing the versatility. McTaggart in and out. Carlson with the strong rebound.
Heat check.
Absolutely. Ooh. And we're going to get a foul as Adam Javid. I did get confirmation. It is Javid. Attacking the rim, and he'll go to the line for a couple. 3:56 to go in the third quarter, Kevin. 1 field goal for the Trojans since late in the first quarter.
That's I would not have guessed that. That's definitely something they're going to want to dial up. Maybe a timeout. I don't know what you do as Traverse City coach. Obviously, you just had this talk a few minutes ago in the locker room. Yeah. It's got to be a little frustrating. You don't want to burn your timeout right now, but clearly they weren't listening.
In and out on the second. 32-22. 3:50 to go here in the third. Brooks showing a handle. McTaggart. Benson. Elbow jumper. Strong rebound by Javid, and now we're going to get a cheap foul. Nope, they're going to say a travel.
It's a tough call.
It is. Adam Javid was going to the floor, felt like he got tripped up. Looked like he got tripped up. They're going to say he traveled.
One of the things that might be working against Traverse City today, if 3 of your guys are out, a couple sick, we see a kid over there.
It's a rotation issue, right?
Yeah, maybe you're just not gelling. You're not used to having all these subs in at the same time. And so, if you're Traverse City Trojans, you're hoping that in the next quarter and a half here, you can start finding some continuity.
Yeah, you've coached, right? I mean, yep. you know that when you've got a 10, 12-man roster, there's a core group of 8 or 9, and there's a certain pattern even this early in the season that you've kind of established that kids are used to. There's a steal by Brumfield. On the other end, boom, shakalaka.
So easy and effortless.
You can do that, can't you?
Yeah, on my 9-foot rim. 10 years ago, on my 8-foot rim today.
Well, we'll see if that gets the Trojans going. Brumfield now has 7. Baker, 3 ball. Off the mark. Trojans collect the rebound. This is what they wanted to do, is get out and run. Attacking the basket is Walker, and he gets it up off the glass.
Well, you took the words out of my mouth, Jay. I mean, clearly that's what they're going to excel at. Getting out in transition, finishing at the rim, finishing above the rim if you're Brumfield. And so they're able to do that last couple possessions here, cut the lead to 6.
Full timeout called by head coach Ryan Benzenberg. 57 seconds remaining in the timeout. I don't know how much time is left. 2.5?
About
3 minutes? I hate the way they do that. They take it off the clock. It drives me crazy. It's late in the third quarter, we'll put it that way. 32-26. The Trojans have cut it to 6. And the James Brumfield dunk, a big part of that.
You know how to defend that dunk, Jay?
You don't.
Stay out of the poster.
Stay out of the poster.
Stay out of the poster. Let him do what he does.
Yeah, well, we were expecting that.
My over-under, as we talked about earlier,
Was 5.
for dunks for the game was 5.
I took the over. I guess I got suckered in by the highlights. But and hey, give the Vikings a ton of credit. The defense has been excellent, and they've been able. The biggest thing is they've not allowed the Trojans to get out in transition.
Yep.
You watch a lot of those highlights, and Brumfield is behind the defense early.
Yeah.
He's leaking. He's getting out,
exactly.
and he hasn't been able to do that. And that's a big credit to the to the Viking defense.
Absolutely, yes. A lot of those videos, he is leaking out for the breakaway, and he hasn't been able to do that. Cadillac defense also. Schremeyer being with 4 fouls brings Brumfield a little closer to the rim and a little less leaking out.
2:58. Now I know that remaining. Having trouble getting this ball in. Finally to Benson. Brumfield looking for another pick. And we're going to get a Benson steps on the sideline. And so the Trojans, you can just get that feeling, can't you? You get that sense that TC Central is about to do something big and make a run. They were down by 11. 5-0 run has cut it to 6.
I think what's got to be really frustrating for them today is they've gotten a lot of what they wanted by means of turnovers, but the turnovers have been dead ball turnovers. Guys stepping out of bounds, throwing the ball out of bounds, not letting them get out in transition. So while it's working, it's still making them be in a half-court set, which is what Cadillac wants them to be in.
Walker attacking the rim. Crago with the rejection. Walker, though, with the steal, gets it back. Nice look on the block, but Solberg misses the bucket. And now that's going to go off.
Good call.
Central, yep, that was a good one off of Houston.
Cadillac's got to dial something up for this full court pressure here. 4-guard answer.
2:15 to go here in the third. Barczewski has checked in, as has Vinny Genema. This is Barczewski on the wing.
Quinn's got to go to the box right there. He's got to go to the box. They got what they wanted. They had some spacing. The lane was open, and he was too hesitant. He's got to make a hard move, get in front of his defender, and sit down, as they say. You got to sit down on your defender and hold that seal so that entry pass isn't picked off or behind. If there's spacing in between the defender and the man, which big men hate when I guard them because I don't let them feel me, it's easy pick. It's an easy pick.
I know many a frustrated big man when you're forced to defend them. Genema trying to find Daniels inside, picked off again by the Trojans. Houston, one of just 3 seniors on this Trojan roster. Walker inside for Solberg, can't get it to go. McTaggart with the rebound. 1:25 to go here in the third quarter.
Crago checked out. Looks like he's getting a little blow here until the fourth quarter, so it's going to be some key box outs here for the rest of the quarter for Vikings.
Well, Schremeyer's 4 fouls just really changed the way Benzenberg had to coach this game. He can afford to let Crago sit for periods of time because while Magnus Carlson is a big boy himself, he is not Jackson Schremeyer, and it's definitely a little different down there. McTaggart gets his... Oh, boy.
He Johnny Macked him. He did
Johnny Mack him, and he got called for the foul, which, as we've said...
That's where I put my left hand on your right shoulder. I reach across your body, foul the darn it out of you, and pretend that it didn't happen. Look at the ref and say, what call? No, that's a reach-in. Now, I would have liked to have seen him get that steal and another highlight dunk. Don't get me wrong. I would have liked to have seen that. But that is a Johnny Mack foul.
Every single time. McTaggart
just doesn't have the same feel with Genema posting on the block as it did with Crago. We're going to need some slashing here if you're Cadillac.
45 seconds remaining in the third. Genema on the wing, Houston getting under him, and both officials calling that one. It was the definition of somebody trying to get under the skin there.
Coach Emmington begging as I was just saying, Keegan Brooks, he said, it's wide open, it's wide open. He wants him to attack that basket right now. There are no bigs down there.
No, there are no rim protectors right now, except for Brumfield.
Right.
Who could block it with his head. 40 seconds to go in the third. Brooks to McTaggart. You can hear the coaching staff yelling at Keegan Brooks. Nice look inside for Genema. Lays it in.
Beautiful pump fake. Beautiful pump fake there by Genema. Brumfield wanted to block that with his armpit, but fundamental.
Got a nice seal. Great entry pass. 34-26, and we're going to get a foul on the Vikings as Brumfield attacking the rim. .16 seconds on the clock. Houston against Baker. Corner three. No good. McTaggart with the rebound. That was Zeke Turner.
5 seconds.
5 seconds to go. Brooks coming up. Gets a tag and hammered. Three different Trojans as they came over to defend that. And with 0.4 of a second left, Brooks will go to the line. All 3 quarters, Kevin, 1/10 of a second, 2.3 seconds, and now 0.4 of a second. We've had a foul call that has sent a player to the line. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
No, that's worked out well for Cadillac. You want to have the ball in your hand. You want to have that last shot because that gives you momentum going into the next quarter or the next half. You want to close out strong. Just getting a couple bounces there at the end of the quarters.
Dad Jeff Brooks to our right up here atop the crowd. Arms crossed, kind of walking around. Didn't like that free throw miss. Back irons the second, and that will end after 3 quarters of play. 34-26, the Cadillac Vikings with the lead, but the Traverse City Central Trojans found themselves a little in that third. Do they got enough? We'll find out. 8 minutes coming up. Don't go anywhere. Back in a moment.